Hi, Carl.
Hello, Deborah.
Thank you for joining me to discuss what I think is a really key question. What is the place of digital learning in building the capabilities that people need to do their jobs?
Digital has a fantastic, has some fantastic advantages to it. It can reach a huge population, compared to, say, traditional learning in a classroom or even via a webinar. It also provides something like on-demand learning, which I think is super important, and it kind of aligns to our on-demand culture. I do think it's related to a sort of cultural shift as to how people want to consume learning and what do they need from their learning. I think that digital learning also has some limitations, however, and
Well,
I think
it'd be interesting to hear what the limitations are, because I was even at a course only yesterday where someone said, Deborah, it's lovely to be in this face-to-face environment. I'm learning so much from being with these people here.
Yeah. I guess the analogy I would use is if you wanted to learn to swim, right, you've actually got to get in the water. And I think that's where digital is a little bit limiting, because how much practical experience can it give you?
Right.
I think digital is a way of learning. It's a tool, it's a technique. It's not a product in itself. The outcome, if you like, is learning something, learning a behavior, learning a skill.
Should organisations be doing anything differently to sort of push these products onto people and sort of force them to watch them?
Yeah.
Or force them to acquire the knowledge?
There is this kind of competition going on between push and pull. If the digital learning is a way of learning, it's a method of learning, what's the actual need? And I think this is where companies could really start to get ahead of the curve. If they really want to use all the content that they've got like this huge menu, but it's like going into a restaurant and seeing this enormous menu. Right? It's not going to work very well. So I think it's about narrowing the field so people don't have information overload. But I think it's also about identifying the learning that people actually want, specific to their job, and then being able to satisfy that in an on-demand way.
So, Carl, building on that, can I put this in the context of what I was doing this week, which was developing future leaders for an organisation? A lot of face-to-face. So from your sort of summary of there's an awful lot out there, and there's that concept of pushing by sort of targeting learning modules around some of the content that I've talked about.
Yeah.
There's the pushing of it. There's the pulling, because these are talented individuals. They're coming on a program.
Yeah.
They should want to
Absolutely
watch some of that.
So if you wanted to learn about leadership, you might say, well, okay, we're going to teach you a concept. We're going to help you put that concept into context. So maybe that's a group discussion with peer-to-peer learning so that people can put it into the context of the specific organization or industry that you're in. And, those two wires can start to come together and you can have those aha moments. So I think group learning, coming together, having that connectivity. But then there may be other things. There may be a checklist.
So in the complexity of change, let's go back to, you've got an option. Roll out digital training packages to raise awareness of the complexities of change. Or, and that's to a larger audience, or smaller audience, really upskill them as sort of change professionals, change leaders.
Yeah.
Or the middle ground, haven't you? You've got a blend.
I think it's very easy for a learning and development manager to go and buy a whole load of digital courses, put them on an LMS and go, there you go, I'm done. We know that we are not rational creatures, right? We are irrational. Now, we are predictably irrational, as Dan Ariely would say, but we are irrational, right? So just because we have something there does not mean that we're going to do it.
Right. So Carl, is it a fair conclusion, wherever you are trying to develop behaviours that are providing knowledge through a digital package, yes, absolutely tick.
Yes.
To develop the application of that knowledge and the skill to use that knowledge needs some form of...
That's experiential learning.
So you could say that's a simple equation.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
It's sort of,
I see where you're going.
The digital plus application
Yeah.
equals capability development.
I think what's really important, especially with something like change, is providing a safe environment for people to experiment.
So if we were to sort of come back to what's its place?
So I think it needs a cultural shift, right? And the cultural shift is towards a concept of lifelong learning.
Mm-hmm.
I would say empower your people to utilize their potential, right? To innovate, to create. If you had that creative culture, that innovative culture, people actively seek out new skills that they can gain in order to take advantage of that environment. So the pull element is really around creating the right culture to motivate people to learn more. I think it's a case of increasing people's desire to become lifelong learners.
So coming back to the managers of people, the leaders of people,
Yeah.
Slight shift in their thinking,
Yeah.
slightly broader thinking in terms of create learning journeys for your people, or
Yeah.
jointly create learning journeys for people.
Yeah.
And therefore digital has its absolute core place.
It does, but not in isolation.
Not in isolation. Yeah, totally agree with you.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.